Hey y'all, it's Uncle Chris, and we got Mr. Dean on the scene. Today on Uncle Chris, we're doing chicken and dumplings.
Uncle Chris, what you got cooking? Smells so good. Everyone's looking. Uncle Chris. Uncle Chris.
Hey nieces and nephews, it's Uncle Chris, and I am the Food Pantry chef. And today we have Mr. Dean on the scene here. He's going to show us how to do roast chicken and dumplings. Dean, what do we need for the dish?
Hey nieces and nephews. First what we have here, I'm going to show you the ingredients that we have today. Whole onion, we have a celery stalk, we have 2 cans of corn and green beans.
No salt added. And by the way, everything we're using, y'all, comes from the Food Pantry, except for the spice.
And then also, we're not making dumplings from scratch. We're using grand biscuits. 1 whole chicken here from Whole Foods that's already roasted. We're gonna use a little mustard. We're gonna use a little garlic powder, add a little basil, and the last, a little oregano.
You know, I always say basil.
Basil bass.
All right.
Okay, so what we're gonna do first is, we're gonna start chopping up the vegetables, and we're gonna put it into our pot of water to make our stock.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
Okay. First we're using a red onion. We added red onion, not only adds a different type of flavor, but it adds some coloring to the dumplings and things once you start eating them. So first we're gonna dice this up into little small pieces here. Okay. That's the onion.
Hey, Dean, that is so cool. Now, what do we do with this chicken? Are we going to put the whole thing in there?
No, we're not gonna put the whole chicken in. What we're gonna do, since it's already cooked. Now, if we were doing a boiled chicken, we could have put the chicken in and boiled it off and then pulled it out and stripped it. But since it's already cooked, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start cutting it into pieces. We're gonna cut it into 8 pieces, and then we're gonna take the meat off, and then we're gonna put the meat into the pot with the vegetables.
Cool beans.
First, we're gonna take off and start taking off the ends there. That's the leg and the thigh. I'm gonna just pull it out. So first, what we're gonna do with the thighs, it's real easy. With the thighs, you can just take it out. Make sure you get the bones out. That's what we're doing now. Making sure there's no bones in the pot. With the bone in the chicken now. So then next, once we do that, we still want to keep the skin in there. The skin has the flavor of the roasters because it's roasted chicken and dumplings. So you want the skin in there to give it that roasting flavor.
The skin is the best part. When you fried chicken, look, from one country boy to another.
The main thing is that we're just getting the bones off. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish the other leg and the thigh and the breast, and then we're going to see you at the pot while you're putting everything in the pot to make the stock.
All right, y'all. We'll be right back.
So now we back here at the stove at the pot there. So now we're going to take our chopped vegetables first. We're going to put in our celery, put in our onions, and then next we're going to add our chicken. By the way, nieces and nephews, this is also the recipe for chicken stock. Next, what we're going to do now, we're going to add some of our seasoning now. So what I usually do is with the seasoning, how I judge, I don't use a spoon. I usually just go around the top and cover the top with the seasoning. Poachy seasoning.
You're pulling an Uncle Chris, I can tell.
Okay. Guys, we're using white pepper today.
Oh, yeah. Remember,
White
nieces
pepper.
and nephews, I told you white pepper's more powerful, so be careful with it.
Yes, just a little dab of that, but we do want to add a little kick to it.
Yes!
There's a tad of basil, because basil can have a strong ammonia, but There's a little tad of it to see as well. There's a dash, mustard seeds are strong. Then just a dash of oregano.
How long you gonna let that cook?
Uncle Chris, I'm gonna let this cook about an hour since it was already done. If you was using raw chicken, you'll probably need it to let it cook 2 hours. Boys and girls, we're gonna let that cook, and then we'll see you back once this is done, and so we can put the other ingredients, the dumplings and the vegetables in. Hey, nieces and nephews, we back at the pot to check our stock. Okay, it's been cooking about an hour now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stir things around. We're gonna check and see if the chicken is kind of shreddy. We had cut it off the bone, so look at it now. Woo! Juicy, you can smell it. You smell that, Uncle Chris?
I wish they had smell-o-vision.
Okay. So now we check that. So now we're just gonna take a spoon to check the taste of it. Now it's time. You want the water to boil like this, so when you toss the biscuits in, it's gonna instantly make like a dumpling. You gotta have the water boiling.
Oh, let's toss them in.
Okay, let me get them right now. All you have to do is just pick it off like this, just to make your dumplings.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to go do no rolling pin and pull all that stuff out and fly with a table and all that stuff. You're just tossing them just like that. As we add in the dumplings, after we finish adding the dumplings, this is the time that we're gonna add our vegetables.
Oh, yes.
So we're doing 2 cans of corn and 2 cans of string beans. So we about to put the rest of the dumplings in there, and then we'll see you after it's done. Hey, nieces and nephews, we're here at the moment now. The moment, da-da-da!
Ooh, look at that. Oh, let me get a look at that. Yeah, let's plate this dish and see how it is. Nieces and nephews.
Uncle Chris, how does it taste?
It's good. All right, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you can go to Dean on the Scene on YouTube and write to me at Uncle Chris, the Food Pantry Chef, at gmail.com. All right?
Thanks, Uncle Chris. Look for me to be guest star next time to finish our jambalaya.